Hello and welcome to another video from Miniature Tanks Company. In this video we'll be assembling the Pumpjack. Now this is a redone video. You can find a link to the unlisted old video in the description box below or comment below. But I'm uploading a new video by request. I'm trying to make it more professional, so all the steps are no mistakes. So the first step for this kit is to cut away the sprue on it, and for this kit there's very limited things that you need to cut. Typically some of my kits for Miniature Tanks Company require some cutting, a bit of cutting, but for this kit, there's actually not much cutting involved. So up next, what you need to do is glue these two pieces together. So just take some Loctite glue that I'm using, and I'm putting it there, just to glue the two sides of this piece together. This is one of the biggest pieces, aside from the base, for this Pumpjack. Alright, so once you have glued those two sides together, now take this piece and just dab some glue here. And then while the glue's out, I'm going to go ahead and dab some glue on the other piece as well. And then I'm putting this piece to complete this piece. So there's details on both sides of this piece, making this Pumpjack more realistic looking. Just gluing those two pieces. Once those pieces are to your liking and glued, you can set them aside to dry or just set them aside for now. That Loctite glue is quick setting, so now I'm taking this piece and just dabbing some glue there, because there's two sides to this piece here. Just put some glue and then put that piece together. The easiest way to get it to glue well together is to put it down on a flat surface, make sure it's glued evenly. So yeah, once you have that piece glued together, you can move on to the next. Alright, so what's next for the assembly of this Pumpjack is to glue on this piece here. So put some glue on this flat surface here, and facing this way, put this piece there. And just try to put it in the middle there, not the middle of the whole flat surface, but there's some, you will see where it should go. Just put it like that, like I'm showing you in the video. So once that piece is there, there's actually, the next step is these two pieces, and they will glue like this, except not like that. I will show you the correct way soon. So actually you want to have these pieces glued in this way. So the first step, of course, put some glue down along these lines here. Alright, and then put this piece there. And this is the way it should be, facing like that. And then of course you will put this other piece on the other side, just like the first piece. Once we have all these pieces glued down, we're well on our way gluing this whole Pumpjack together. Alright, so what's next is I'm going to go ahead and take these two little pieces and we'll glue them together. Put some glue down and we'll just glue that together. I would like to mention real quickly that my products are available on Etsy and eBay and my website, but they're cheaper on my website with bulk discounts as well. So if you want a better deal, you can order on the website. They're a little more expensive on Etsy and eBay to cover the seller fees. Alright, so once that piece is glued together, both halves, we'll move on to the next. So what's next for this assembly is put some glue along there and then glue here. Put the lid back on the glue, and then we're gonna put this piece like that. Just make sure it glues down well where you, what you're seeing here is where it should go. Once that piece is glued down, that should be good. Alright, so what's next is we're going to put some glue down right here. And then we're going to put this piece and right there. That should be good for that. Once you have that there, now you can see how this pump jack is starting to look pretty nice. Alright, continuing on to the next step, just put some glue in the two spots that I put that there. And then we're going to put this piece there. Just try to make it centered. By centered, I mean where on each piece that is connecting, it's in its right spot. Kind of like the way it is now. Alright, so that is the foundational piece. Up next, we will glue together these pieces. Now, these pieces can be just a bit complicated. Takes some patience and skill. Just put some glue down like that. Alright. And then you will put this piece gluing down like that. Either hold that there and just let that dry. And so after putting glue onto the other side, you can put the piece there. But you will see the first piece fell off. So try to let them dry together before you continue to the next step. But anyways, this is the way it should look. These pieces all glued together. Can take a bit of detailed work to get that all figured out, but just glue them together. Like I said, be patient. Let one piece glue and dry before you go into the next piece. This is how it should look. Alright, so the next pieces to glue together, just put some glue right here and a little glue right there, and we'll be putting two little pieces there. This one here, make sure it glues correctly there. And then we'll be putting another on the other side, so that looks good. And then put this piece like that. And you'll notice it's facing that way. Just make it glued together like you're seeing there. Alright, what's next is there's actually a bit of more clipping to do for this model. I thought all of it was done, but there's a bit more clipping here. Just clip away these little sprue pieces. The reason why these are here is so when it 3D prints, it can actually adhere to the bed, this small piece. So then you can sand that down if you wish to get rid of those sprue marks, and just put some glue down on there, and then carefully put this piece like so, and try to hold it there to let it dry in place. Yeah, once that piece is glued together, it should look like that. And so let's move on to the next steps for the assembly. Now, what we want to do is put some glue in between here on these spots, because there's some more support beams or whatever you call them going to be going down there. So put this piece there, and it can be handy to have some tweezers on hand for the placement of this. So put it like that. Like that. That should be good. And just try to get it in the correct place. Alright, so once you have that in the correct place, now let's go to the next step of the assembly. What we're going to do next is we're going to glue on a little bit of glue here and a little glue here. Now in the old video I missed this step, so pay special attention. Just put these two little pieces like there, and then put that one there, and that should be good, completing this model. Alright, so those two pieces are good. I'm going to set them aside to dry the glue. Alright, what's next is I'm going to put some glue along this edge here. Putting glue there. I always like to put the lid back on the glue so the glue doesn't dry out. And then put this piece right here. That'll complete this big arm of this Pumpjack piece. Alright, so that should be good, having that glued down like that. And then up next, put some glue down here in the middle there. And that should be good enough for this piece as far as glue, because we're just putting this piece like that. And you can see where it lines up. So put that piece together like I'm showing you. Up next, we're going to complete this here, put a little glue here and a little glue here along those edges there. And then we're going to put this little piece and put it there. So that ideally should have been done earlier in the process, but it's fine to do it now as well if you wish. Alright, so just use some tweezers or something as well, and you can place that down like so. Up next, put some glue down in these spots like this and on the other side, and you're going to take this piece and place it like that. Be careful to get the correct end placed there. Some quick setting glue is a good idea for this. Then put the other side down like that. Alright, so it should be looking like this. Alright, so then put some glue right here and right here. And then take the two smaller beams and place them like this. And then the same way on the other side. Place that beam on the other side. Make sure the correct side is going in where it should be glued. So this is the way it should look. Make sure all your pieces are looking like this when they're glued down. And then that's the way it should be glued down, like that. So I'm going to go glue them down now. Put some glue here, put some glue here, put glue there, and put glue there. And we're going to glue down the beams, the support steel beams or whatever. Alright. Put the glue down put the beams down on the glue like that. And this is the way it should look. Alright, so once you have that glued down, that's the way that should look. While that's drying and stuff, I'm going to put a little glue there on this piece, like so. And basically we'll be gluing down kind of a handle or something that the person would turn on or off the pump jack. Just put that there. Just glue that down. Now there's two handles. I just included two in case you lose the other. Alright, so for the next piece, we're going to glue down this piece here. And so put some glue down here, and then put this piece gluing down like so. And it's a good idea to let this dry before you move on to the next step, because you'll be doing the same piece to the other side. If you have quick setting glue, you can kind of go ahead if you wish. I will try my luck, but here you go. So put it down like that. That's how that piece should be gluing down. Alright, on the final steps of this assembly, put some glue on this piece, on the end there, and then put the glue, or put this piece together like that. And then you might want to let that glue together and dry. But since I'm working with some quicker setting glue, moving on to the next step. Now, I am putting glue here. You want to do that for sure. Put that there, and then put some glue there. But beware, I will tell you soon. So for this piece, you do want to put the top piece glued into that piece. You don't want to be gluing it like I'm gluing there. So the top piece that I'm touching right now, that should be gluing there. That's the way that should be. But for this piece, you actually don't want it to be gluing like that. I will show you the correct way after this. So here's the correct way. The end piece right there that I'm touching, that's the way it should be glued down. And then it should be at an angle like this. That's the way the pump jacks are. They move, you know. And then you can glue down the ladder like I glued down like that. Anyways, this is the pump jack from Miniature Tanks Company. It's an advanced kit. Take your time. Thank you so much for watching. Available at miniaturetanks.com.